Make your calendar your life. This is how you start to live an intentional life because you've designed it. You've put it in your calendar, not just the business things. When we think about a calendar, it's usually your business stuff. Okay, I got a meeting here. I gotta send my newsletter out. I have to, whatever the things are for your business life, right? If you're an entrepreneur, you probably have some of your business things put in your calendar. I'm not talking just about that. I'm talking about your life. I'm talking about how do you live an intentional life by structuring every day. What ends up happening inside of that is, oh my gosh, that's too much structure. I can't stick to it. It's too overwhelming. I need free time. I need free time in my calendar. Great, put free time in your calendar. If you know that you need 2 hours a week to have nothing in your calendar, okay, then when is that going to happen? This is how you reduce stress and anxieties, because you've actually scheduled in your 2-hour break and nothing else comes in. Because when you don't schedule your break, here's what happens. Other things are going to come up that's a priority. Other people's emergencies, other people's phone calls and texts and emails and social media. And then what happens? You lead back down to stress, anxiety, overwhelm. You block off your time. You build your ideal life. I was talking to an entrepreneur yesterday who I'm mentoring, and his business is blowing up. His business is blowing up. It's amazing. On his way to 7 figures. It's crazy. And he's struggling with his health. Going to doctor's appointments, struggling, has lots of inflammation. And I said, well, so you need to eat better. You need to work out more. You need to have a kind of healthy lifestyle. You already know this. I'm not telling you anything new, but it's not on his calendar. So he loaded his calendar, and his calendar is all of his business stuff. It's like, okay, well, where is the physical activity in your calendar? And where are you prepping for the meals that you're going to eat? Because when you just show up on a good morning, hey, have a great day, awesome. Okay, now you're really hungry. There's nothing healthy in the fridge. What do? You go for junk, or you go do takeout because you didn't plan, because it wasn't in your calendar. You need to schedule it. You need to schedule when you're going to go buy food. If you're going to order out, how many times a week do you want to order out? Like, schedule this stuff in. As Jocko Willink says, discipline equals freedom. You want this life. It's entirely possible. But you have to have the discipline in your calendar to actually follow through on it. When you find yourself not following the calendar, it's because of a couple of reasons. The first is because you set goals that are not actually possible. There wasn't enough flexibility in your calendar, right? That you say, how many times you set a goal and you said, I'm going to work out every day for 2 hours. and then what happens? You don't, because it's unrealistic, because that's not going to happen. And what you're also doing is training yourself that you suck, that when you set goals that you don't follow through. That's a problem. Then the next time you set a goal, you're going to tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to do this one either, because I always set goals and don't follow through. You stop believing in yourself. It's not even other people believing in you. You don't believe in yourself, because you've taught yourself that when you say you're going to do something, you don't actually do it. That's a problem. So how do we start to fix that? We start to fix that by actually creating a calendar that reflects our entire life. So think about your goals. Let's break this down, right? Step 1, think about the life that you want. What's the life that you want? How much time do you want to spend sleeping? How much time do you want to spend with family? How much time do you want to spend? This will change, right? If you're a husband, wife, single, kids, anybody sick in a family, will shift our calendar accordingly. But right now, think about your life right now. How much time do you want to spend with your family? How much time do you want to spend in your business? How much time do you want to spend? Do you need for yourself? Free time or meditation time or working out time or going out in nature time? How much time do you want to spend? Planning that, as opposed to randomly hoping that your day happens as you want it, it's not. Having no plan and no schedule is the path to stress and overwhelm. Having a decent plan, even a poor plan at the beginning, starts to create the momentum that you need. So think about how much time you want to spend in those categories, because you don't want to spend all day sleeping. You don't want to spend all day with your family. You don't want to spend all day with your kids, with your husband, wife. You don't want to spend all day working. You don't want to spend all day relaxing either. Like, the idea of sitting on the beach might be great right now because you feel stressed, overwhelmed, and may hate your life, but you don't want to spend all day, every day at the beach. You would get so bored. The trick is not to escape your current life, because then you're going back to it, right? So escape for 2 weeks, the life that you hate to then come back to it. The trick is to build a better life. And that starts with an intentional calendar. So think about how much time you want to spend on the different categories. Then step 2, I would split it up between things that you need to do daily and things you need to do either on a weekly or monthly basis. So daily is daily routine. So I have a morning routine. I'll wake up, I'll put on music, I'll set the intention for the day, I'll go for a walk outside. It's snowing in Toronto this morning. I still go for my walk outside. I'll do some kind of workout, whether it's swimming or yoga, some kind of workout, and then I'll start my day, right? What I do is start my day, like my business day, those are different days of the week, okay? So just do morning routine and then evening routine. So we bucket these, but these are mostly the same every day. Evening routine, I'll eat dinner with Nina at 6. Have blocked off an hour to be able to spend time with her. At 7, I'll stream on my gaming YouTube channel, answering questions from you. At 8, I'll spend time with my son Hayden, usually playing Minecraft or catching up or doing something together. 9, we'll sit down and watch a show with Nina. Right now we're watching Wheel of Time on Amazon. 10, I'll take the dogs out. I'll come back up, I'll clean the dishes and whatever else needs to be cleaned in the condo. 11 o'clock, I'm getting ready for bed, reading the book, and hopefully passing out, right? Evening routine, pretty structured, pretty similar every day. What it does is make sure I have time for all the stuff. I want to have time with my son. I want to have time with my wife. I want to have time to eat dinner and not be stressed out and rush into the next thing. I want to make sure that there's still time to do family admin stuff, like take the dogs out and clean the place, because sure, if I miss it one day, everything would be fine. But if every day I'm not taking the dogs out and not cleaning up the place, that's going to cause strain on my relationship with Nina and also not being happy with myself, right? So all these things are designed. Now that structure may sound overwhelming and crazy for you. Awesome, you have different goals. Maybe you need 4 hours of open time every night or 4 hours of meditation time every night. Don't take my calendar. I'm just giving you an example. You need to create your calendar for yourself. So what's your daily morning routine and daily evening routine? Put it down, create it. Then inside of the week, you might have different things on different days. I structure my entire day. So Monday is mentoring day, I just mentor my team. Tuesday is YouTube day where I'm filming content. Today's a Tuesday. I don't know when the video comes out for you, but for me, I'm filming on a Tuesday. Wednesday is my project day. It's totally open to work on projects that I want to work on. Thursday is public facing days, interviews, podcasts, shows, etc. So Tuesday, Thursdays are busy. I'm not being creative. I'm just work. Very little free time. And I'm doing tons of videos and tons of interviews. Wednesday in the middle is totally open. Like, okay, all the ideas that I've had, all the projects that I've wanted to do, here's my time in my calendar to do it. Because if I didn't have that spot, then I would feel, again, stressed out, overwhelmed. I feel like I'm just answering all these messages and just creating content and just going on people's shows, and I have no time to create my own stuff. Perfect. Wednesdays, done, right? But Wednesdays I would use to write my book. It's the whole day, totally open. Friday is my CEO day, where I work on the business instead of in the business. Saturday is fun day. So Saturday, if I'm doing anything that's work related, it has to be cleared through Nina first and better be something big. So I lose out on some opportunities because Saturday is fun day. And then Sunday is family admin day. Cleaning up the condo, grocery shopping, Costco, whatever needs to get done. That's my life, right? That fits for me. That may be the total worst thing for you. It probably is. Awesome. Figure out your life. Morning routine, evening routine, your entire life, not just what you need to do as an entrepreneur for your business, but for your life as a husband or a wife or a son or a daughter or a parent, your life, time you need for yourself. Create it. Morning routine, evening routine, and then the rest of the week. What are you going to do? It matters. This is how you start to build consistent habits. The next step is to evaluate at the end of the week how well you did. The whole point isn't to beat yourself up of how you sucked and how you missed this and schedules don't work for you, etc. But to evaluate. It's not that you can't stick to a schedule. It's that the schedule wasn't a good enough schedule for you. So what needs to change in the schedule? For example, for dinner, for me, these are these micro tweaks. You might have to make a big tweak, but a micro tweak for me was I had my dinner from 5:30 to 6 with Nina. And it just felt too rushed. Because, okay, well, we don't usually take an hour to eat. We eat small meals, so we usually eat it pretty quickly. So, okay, half an hour is perfect. Easy enough time. But kind of felt rushed getting into it. So even though it doesn't take us a full hour to eat, I book off an hour to eat. That's an example of a micro adjustment. So think about, where do you feel stressed out in your calendar? You've done it for a week, right? You plan out your calendar for the next week. Perfect. Morning routine, evening routine, what happens during the week, during the day. Perfect. You evaluate at the end of the week. Where did you feel stressed? Where did it not work out? Where did you miss something? And if it's a one-off thing, okay, fine, something happened. But if it's happening consistently, then your calendar is broken. Then you need to spend more time here. If you get to the end of the week and you feel stressed out, overwhelmed, what are you feeling? You feel like, oh, I don't have enough time to myself. This is what the person I was mentoring yesterday said. It's like, I look at your calendar, I couldn't do that. I have no time to myself. Great. Schedule in time to yourself. Because if you don't schedule in time for yourself, chances are something's going to jump on top of it and you'll never have time for yourself. I'm giving you the answer. So where's time for yourself? Oh, Saturday morning? Perfect. How much time do you need? 4 hours? Great. Put that in. Give yourself 5 hours as a buffer just in case. Now you got the time. And protect that time. So it's making those micro adjustments as you go. And so your first week, if you've never done this or it feels overwhelming or stressed for you, the first week is probably going to be a disaster. That's okay. You did some of the things. That's better than not doing any of the things. So let's make some progress now. At the end of the week, look back and iterate. Change it. Make some micro tweaks. Okay, that clearly didn't work here. Okay, so next week I'm going to try doing this. And what you do is get closer and closer and closer to creating a schedule that actually fits for who you are, for your goals. And it's not going to be my schedule. It's not going to be Steve Jobs' schedule or Jordan Peterson's schedule, anybody else. It's going to be one that you design tailored for you. And then the third, last step to it is you're going to grow and change as a person, and your schedule needs to change and adjust alongside. So there's a very big difference between having a job and being an entrepreneur. There's also a difference between being a solo entrepreneur and then having a team. There's a difference between having 5 people on your team, or 1 person to 5 people to 37 people now for me. There's a big difference in how I need to manage my time. I have a whole day dedicated to mentoring. I didn't need that when it's just me, right? Things have to change. If you're single versus in a relationship, or single versus engaged versus married, and how long you've been married, or if you have kids or not, or planning to have kids, right? Like your choices will change as you change as a human. So even if you create the perfect schedule right now for yourself, and that's reflective of today, like it's the perfect schedule for this week right now, chances are in a couple months you're gonna have to make some micro tweaks because something's changed in your life. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that your schedule sucks. It just means it needs an evolution. As you evolve, your schedule has to evolve with you. You are what you consistently do. And the way to become that person that you want, to build the life that you want, is not just having some vision board for yourself. It's by actually putting into your calendar. Let your calendar be your bucket list. That if you start actually living this life and doing these things, it leads to a happy whole life for you. Treat your personal just as important as your business. Everything gets put into the calendar. And then adjust. And now you're building the life that you want. If you want another Evan Rant video that just might give you the confidence you need, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Some businesses are just easier to build and to scale than others. Some businesses have a high growth market and some of them are slow growth. It doesn't mean that you can't win, but the opportunity is going to be much different. The upside is going to be much different depending on the market that you're going into.